Emmerdale's fourth and fifth outings of Meena Jutla's big return week were less action-packed than the previous three, but they more than made up for that with the drama, which was delivered in buckets full. Picking up from where the previous outing left off, Liam Kavanagh reeled in the wake of pushing Meena from the humpback bridge, terrified of the repercussions he might face as a result of his actions. Meena's fate remained up in the air for much of Thursday's, February 17th, first outing, but it was later revealed that the killer would make a full recovery, much to the dismay of several villagers. There was, however, a huge twist in store, as Meena told the police that Liam had deliberately pushed her, resulting in the GP being arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Say it ain't so. But when all was said and done, justice was seemingly set to prevail, as Dees Rogers told evil Meena that she would be released into police custody. Delicious, right? If, like us, you haven't yet recovered from all the drama, fear not, as metro.co.uk is taking a deep dive into the ITV soap's latest double bill to look more closely at things, while discussing all the big questions that left us dying to know what happens next. Despite the odds, Meena was told she would make a full recovery following her fall from the bridge. This news, however, was not what she was hoping for, as despite her best efforts to get Liam charged with attempted murder, the police were intent on making the killer answer for her crimes. Yes, Meena will be released into police custody, which means that it's now actually a possibility that she will pay for what she's done. Before we all start celebrating, however, it's important to remember just how resourceful and clever the serial killer is. Will she somehow manage to evade justice once more? Or will she finally be sent to prison for all the damage she's caused? Is Liam out of the woods? Liam was struggling to come to terms with the fact that he'd almost killed Meena, but his attention was soon elsewhere when he was arrested for attempted murder. Manpreet Sharma came to his defense, claiming that she witnessed the scene and that Meena had attacked Liam, and thus he only acted in self-defense. Liam's version of events went hand in hand with his fellow doctors, but the police were obliged to investigate following Meena's accusation. Thankfully, there was no evidence to support Meena's claims, and thus Liam was released without charge. The detectives soon turned their attention to Meena, telling the killer that they're satisfied that Liam was telling the truth. But will Liam be able to live with what he did? It was clear that the guilt was setting in for the doc, so will he be able to keep stum and carry on? Or could he perhaps confess what really happened on the bridge? Either way, will his secret stay hidden? I have a feeling this ain't going to be over anytime soon. Layla Kavanagh was convinced there was more to the tale of what happened on the bridge than what Liam had said, and thus she told Priya Kotecha that she fears this nightmare isn't going to be over anytime soon. Layla and Priya have, on several occasions, foreshadowed the horrific events of this week, so have they done so again? Is the nightmare reaching its end? Or, like Layla implied, is there more heartache and tragedy to come? Will Liam come clean to Layla? As we noted above, Layla has her suspicions about what really happened between Liam and Meena prior to the latter being injured. Liam was adamant that a scuffle ensued and that he was simply protecting himself when Meena fell. Viewers know this to be untrue. Regardless of whether or not he tells the truth to the police, the question is, will he eventually come clean to Layla and admit that he pushed Meena? Or is this one secret that will remain buried? Will Manpreet tell Charles the truth? Liam isn't the only one lying to their respective partner about the events that took place on the humpback bridge, as Manpreet has similarly told Charles Anderson that Meena's fall was an accident. Charles, much like Layla, suspects that his loved one is holding something back. But will Manpreet be able to reveal the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth to her beau? Only time will tell. How will Cain's meeting with Kyle go? Cain Dingle finally saw the light after a heart-to-heart with Ches, and thus he unlocked the door and allowed Moira back into her living room. The hard man decided that he would apologize to Kyle for scaring him, but upon arriving at Amy White's home, he reconsidered, thinking it would be better to speak to his son when he was fully sober. Amy was impressed with Cain for making the effort and taking his son's feelings into consideration, and thus she agreed to let him see Kyle tomorrow. What's more, Kyle agreed to attend the meeting, but only if Amy accompanies him. Cain was delighted at the prospect of making things right with his son, but will he succeed? Now that is the question. What if I have to give evidence against her? Vinnie Dingle was crushed when he learned that Meena was back in the village, and despite the fact that she's in police custody, it was clear that he was concerned about the prospect of having to give evidence against her. Could this be an omen of things to come? Of course, going back to the first question we posed, that will depend on if Meena is actually charged with murder and faces a trial. What's more, it will all depend on how she pleads. Meena, being Meena, will no doubt make things as difficult as possible, meaning that Vinnie may be in for a tough road ahead.